Hi guys, I'm just gonna walk around and talk to the camera here for a second. Just had some random thoughts I wanted to talk about as the Ghostbusters movie is coming out this week. I am really excited. I am so happy for this film. You have no idea. I am so excited. I have expectations of ghosts and of busting, and that's all I want, and that's all I need, and I'm gonna get it, and I'm excited. Okay? But I know that I'm not the only one. Or I'm not the only opinion, and that there are some people that are very, very sad about the existence of Ghostbusters reboot, and I'm sorry. And I kind of understand that, the original Ghostbusters meant something very important to them, but they're not going to see what made the original Ghostbusters so important to them. And I understand that, in a sense, and I'm going to explain that using my favorite film ever, Labyrinth, from 1986, directed by Jim Henson, starring David Bowie. Yeah, that's my favorite film. No, wait, in fact, calling it favorite is reductive for my relationship to Labyrinth. Labyrinth is the most important film to me personally. That's how big I feel about this wonderful film with puppets and David Bowie. I'm gonna stand here like this. I don't really care. So the idea of a Labyrinth reboot has also been kicked around before, and it's kind of close to happening, and I think about how I would feel about a Labyrinth reboot, especially in light of the Ghostbusters reboot. Given how important Labyrinth is to me, how would I feel about that? Well, and I have given this a lot of thought, because if any Ghostbusters fan is a tenth as loving to Ghostbusters as I am to Labyrinth, I feel you. I understand your pain. Because I feel like Labyrinth can't be remade. It's such a weird, perfect storm of feminism and folklore and puppets and 80s that is just never going to happen again. It's never going to pass this way. Like, there are too many things that don't exist anymore to give Labyrinth a proper reboot, like practical effects and the music, and Jim Henson and David Bowie don't exist anymore. so you can't remake Labyrinth. That's how I feel about that. But then I get to thinking, like, why is Labyrinth my favorite movie? Why is that film so important to me? And I was 15 when I first really watched Labyrinth. I was the same age as Sarah. So this veiled parallel to becoming a woman kind of was my template when I was beginning to become a woman. And that I made the realization that our favorite films are usually our favorite films not because they're good or entertaining or engaging, even though they are usually all that too. They're our favorite films because they're the right story that hit us at the right time, and they kind of attach to a growing up phase or a revelation or a comfort that we had at that exact time. Labyrinth is tied to me being 15 and learning to grow up for the first time. Ghostbusters might be tied to a 12-year-old staying up late at their grandparents' apartment watching funny movies they kind of weren't supposed to see for the first time. A favorite film might be a 17-year-old discovering the magic of filmmaking for the first time and its power. So it's not so much the film as it represents this point in our lives when we needed that film. And I'm level with y'all, I'm 26. I will never be 15 again. I will never need Labyrinth the way I needed it as a 15-year-old. And a reboot that doesn't exactly take me back to that time is only going to remind me that I'll never be 15 again. It'll force me to realize my age and my mortality, and that's not happy. I don't want that. I want to rewatch the original Labyrinth and be reminded of that youthful promise. I want the memory of Labyrinth to comfort me and not the reality of the passage of time to mock me. Because my favorite film is so very tied to that point in my life. So I understand all pushback from that perspective, because you'll never be that age again. You'll never have that moment of finding the magic of the first time again. And you don't want to be reminded of that. That's sad. But But as much as the door to Narnia will never open for me, I don't want to stand in the way of the kid for whom it will. Because say a Labyrinth remake does get made, and it's not my cup of tea, so I just ignore it, and then some 15-year-old girl watches it and it becomes her new favorite film. It becomes her, this is my womanhood film. This becomes her important film. What if someone watches it and wants to watch the original because of it, and they both become their new favorite films, and it becomes that important to them? Or what if a Labyrinth reboot comes out and I stick my feet in the mud and I grumble and complain to anyone who listens, and that 15-year-old who could overhear me is tainted by it? She doesn't even want to watch the original much because, hey, how good can it be? Like that, I don't want that. I want someone to discover magic for the first time, maybe, and have a new favorite film, even if I can't be there or I'm too old to see the fairies. I still want someone to see them for me. So I guess how I would feel about a Labyrinth reboot is that I'm probably a little old for it, but the original will always take me back to when I needed it, back to when I was 15. So I will always have that. I will always have that memory, and that memory will always give me strength. And if the reboot's good, I will tuck my tail between my legs and go see it. Because I'm always open to more magic. Part of believing in magic is knowing when you've grown up. And yeah, that was kind of my only point to this. Because Labyrinth and Ghostbusters are kind of on a parallel. And I wanted to cross that gap. So, and I guess I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching. This is kind of a controversial subject, and I tried to get schmaltzy. So, thank you for bearing with me. Please like, share, subscribe. Nice to have some positive videos on Ghostbusters. I will probably tweet or video my response to watching it at the end of this week. So yeah, and don't forget to donate to Patreon. Bigger episodes are on the way. I'm actually doing a Labyrinth episode. I'm in the process of writing it alongside some other episodes, so big things are on the horizon. Yeah, so chilly down, y'all. Thanks, fan cubs.